Welcome to Winning Wall Street's Money. Please take this moment now with helping me. Click here, subscribe. Next, click this bell. Next, ensure to click all. This helps you receive a notification when I posted my next videos. Next, click this thumbs up button after every time you watch my video. This pushes it up in the engagement ratings and means it will be suggested to more people, therefore is likely to get more views to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate that. I also have a Patreon page. Click show more. Scroll down. This link here, my Patreon. Click on it. Select the membership. With this membership, you'll get access to all this information. Very good content. Thursday, April 15th, 3:16 p.m. New York time, discussing currencies. First, we'll look at the yields. Very important. The 30-year yield broke a key support area. This is a weekly candle. It's Thursday. It's not done yet, but this price action happens. Lower yields bring down the interest rates. Inverse for the bond, the 30-year bond broke out of consolidation, higher. Same with the 10-year yield. It broke below consolidation. And the 5-year coming off its highs inside consolidation. So now we go look at currencies, because the currencies have a huge effect when interest rates change. U.S. yields has an effect on the U.S. dollar. Just notice here, when you're looking at these, this past week, who made highs? It was the 5-year made the high. The longer duration ones, the 30-year did not. The 10-year did, and the 5-year did. Take notice of that. The shorter duration is the one that had the new high. So now we're looking here at the US dollar and Bitcoin. The US dollar index broke below a key support area and below the consolidation. And Bitcoin is at an all-time high. Now we'll look at the currencies in the futures market. In the futures market, they call them FX. So we'll look at the major currencies in the US dollar index. That being the euro, which makes up the largest percentage US dollar index. Interesting here. We're already higher than last week. We're still in consolidation, still hovering around that numbers 120. But it's already made a reverse since last week, and the momentum's to the upside. We'll see this week, or even if next week, if we actually break above this consolidation and start a stronger trend to the upside. Or is this just a bounce, going to build a consolidation or roll over? Japanese yen, the second largest currency in the US dollar index. Same thing as the euro. It's reversed prior week, and this week up high. Still in a consolidation. And the British pound, inside candle for a week, indecision, and it's in consolidation, but it's off its highs for the year, and the momentum has been down, lower low. Yes, breaks below that. That'd be the opportunity for single and other things too, because crude oil has a big connection to the British pound. Check my other videos out. I mentioned that. And the Canadian dollar, the third largest currency of the US dollar index, made a higher high, but back inside the range of last week. So it's undecided what it wants to do for this current consolidation. And the Swiss franc, small move for this week. Yeah, the weekly candle's not done yet, a small trading range. But last week, huge candle range. And we are still trading at or above this consolidation area. So maybe we're going to have a further follow through to the upside. Australian dollar also up strong from last week. But last week did that little dodgy candle, and then giving us a clue that when it broke above that, the momentum's to the upside now. So we'll see this follow through continues. But take note, the safe haven currencies, which is the Japanese yen and the Swiss franc and the US dollar index. I already showed you the US dollar index was going lower low. The three safe haven currencies, again, Swiss franc, Japanese yen, and US dollar. So if we have the US dollar declining, Japanese yen going higher, Swiss franc going higher. So now let's look at the other currencies, see how they compare. We'll start off with the European peers. Look at the European peers that are each pegged against the European. We already did the US dollar. We notice the euro is getting stronger. The euro is getting stronger against the US dollar. Now we're looking at the euro Japanese yen inside candle for the week. So when this goes higher, that's stronger yen, stronger euro. If it goes declining, that's stronger yen. So for the week, it's indecision, yellow candle. That means the high and low do not go above or below indecision. But we do know that the yen is getting strength against the US dollar, but it's undecided for the euro. Euro pound. Yeah, interesting. Small trading range, tight trading range up here. It's near the opening of the price for the current week, so it's undecided. Where we did make a higher high than last week, but it's back inside that range. Excuse me. So if this price continues going higher, that would be in favor of the euro against the pound. And the euro Canadian dollar. We already saw the Canadian dollar is getting strength against the US dollar. And down here, if the prices continue to go higher, that's strength to the euro. So that's what we have working here. Euro Swiss franc. I mentioned Swiss franc is a safe haven currency. What do we have here? We have the Swiss franc taking out the euro. So as the price declines here, it's strengthening the Swiss franc. So it looks like there's a lot of activity going into the Swiss franc. US dollar to Swiss franc, euro into Swiss franc. And the euro Aussie dollar. Red for the week. And back near the low of the prior week. That's giving the strength to the Aussie dollar against the euro. On to the next. Ready to the euro pairs. Let's do the yen pairs. Already spoke about the US dollar yen. Mentioned that the yen is getting strength against the US dollar. We already said this about the euro yen. And the pound yen. Look at that. Red for the week. As the prices decline here, that's giving strength to the yen against the pound. So already saw in the prior charts, the pound is getting weak. And yeah, so it looks like the safe haven of the Japanese yen since last week, a big sell-off giving strength to the yen against the pound. Canadian dollar, yen, inside candle, indecision. That's interesting. So the prior momentum's been to the upside for the Canadian dollar against the yen inside this consolidation. Now inside candle. All right, two safe haven currencies, the Swiss franc against the Japanese yen. So it's red for the week. When prices go higher here, that's giving strength to the Swiss franc. So right now it's red. Inside the range of prior week, that's the favor of the yen against the Swiss franc. And the Australian dollar, Japanese yen. So as these prices have been going higher, giving strength to the Australian dollar against the Japanese yen and screen for the week. Let's go to the British pound pairs. We already spoke about pound US dollar. And we already discussed pound yen and pound euro we discussed. Let's go pound Canadian dollar, inside candle, indecision. Notice several of those inside candles have been with the pairs that are against the Canadian dollar. Yeah, so as this price declines here, it's giving strength to the Canadian dollar. And a lot of things, the Canadian dollar has been gaining strength by several currencies. Swiss franc, okay. So as prices go higher here, that favors British pound. Right now, we have prices declining here, giving strength to the Swiss franc and the British pound and Australian dollar. Declining prices here favoring the Australian dollar. So again, the takeaway here is the safe haven currencies are exiting the US dollar, going into the yen and the Swiss franc. As well, we've seen the euro gaining strength against several currencies. So what was the norm for the bigger, stronger currencies, strength in the British pound, the dollar, now are rotating. You're having rotating money from one currency into other currencies. So the takeaway here is the yen, Swiss franc, and the euro. Sustainable, how long will that continue? That's a guess like anybody can figure out, because things could change in a heartbeat. But again, the week's not over yet, so those current candles are not done yet. We'd have to wait till the end of Friday to determine. But just by looking at these FX pairs right there, the FX pairs trade on the futures market, and the FX Foxtrot X-ray all pegged against the US dollar. So when we look here at the final note, we're in a consolidation of several of them. So if you know there's fast price action within these consolidations, the momentum still in the bigger picture is, look, the euro has been declining against the US dollar. The Japanese yen has been declining against the US dollar. Same with the British pound has been declining against the US dollar. Again, these are futures, these currencies in the futures market, similar to the Forex market. The Forex market is just currencies, but you can look at currencies, the major currencies also in the futures market. So when you look at most of these, they're declining against the US dollar. Pound, the euro, the yen, the pound, Swiss franc. But the Canadian dollar is looking much more stronger for leadership, and same with the Australian dollar. So I'll end here with a comment that if you're not aware of my past videos, commodities, energy ones, gold, crude oil, natural gas, silver, yeah. Canada, Australia, New Zealand are heavily commodity-based countries. So as the value of those commodities going higher, look like these currencies going higher. Those are trade ideas right there. You don't have to actually trade in the currency. You could do the commodity, or if you don't want to trade the commodity, you could trade the currencies. Thank you, as always, for spending just a little bit of your time with me. Let me know what you thought about this video, and please let me know what you want to see next. If you got value from this video, if this was helpful, then please consider sharing a small monetary donation to my channel. By going below and clicking on my PayPal link, you can leave a small tip. If you don't want to share financial support, no problem. Just click the like and subscribe.